Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Classic Tycoon here, and we are back for episode 4 of our Shops and Drops Planet Coaster Let's Play series. Today, we just really need to focus on the budget and getting our last couple of stars done. So we have completed our bronze goal of, I believe it's $2,000 a month from shops in profit. So we're trying to get to silver, which would be $4,000 a month in profit, and then gold, which would be $6,000 a month in profit just from shops and facilities. So just taking a look, we're making some pretty good profit off of most everything. The only things that are costing us right now is our toilet block and our staff buildings. So what I'm going to do here is start off by increasing the price of the toilet block. It's free right now, and people are happy about that, but I don't think that they'll mind paying 10 cents. So we're going to start by putting this at 10 cents. If guests don't mind it too much, which it looks like they don't, it says I'm okay paying that much for toilet block 62. I don't know why that's number 62. But if they don't mind it too much, then we can try upping it a little bit more in the future. Another thing that I would like to do here is build an ATM machine. ATM machines are great because they'll not only can you charge for them, so guests will have to pay a little bit to get some money out, but also it helps to keep guests in the park for longer, so that they don't just leave the park for running out of money. They can stick around, spend more money on more shops and rides, obviously, but we're more focused on shops in this scenario. So guests are lining up, plenty of them, for the 50-cent price, so I'm going to increase it to $1. Let's give it a moment here and see if they're okay with paying $1, and if they do, keep lining up, then I'll up it a little bit more. All right, yeah, so it seems like they're plenty happy to pay $1.50 or $1. So why don't we just try do $2, and I think we'll just leave it at that for now. People are continuing to line up. I'm probably a little too focused on this ATM, but we'll let this go by. Okay, so there we go.
That's more like it. If they'd filled those shop fronts in the first place, they never would have had to call us in.
And I wouldn't have had to eat a stale roll I found in my backpack. I'm still not sure what the filling was. Should ham be crunchy?
Alright, so there's our silver star. So, we're good there. Why don't we... Oh, we got a janitor thinking about quitting. And our profit last month, so over 4,000. I do kind of want to see what our profits totaling. We'll check that in a moment. Just keeping an eye on our notifications. They think that log flume has a long queue. I'm really not too worried about the long queues right now. I more just want to focus on getting this shop profit. Okay. So another thing I want to do is clear out this area. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but I want to make this area... I want to put a hotel in this area so that we can at least see what kind of profits we can make off of a hotel. I've never built a hotel as far as I can remember in this game, so I think we'll go ahead and do it. By the way, I think that these career mode scenarios are actually really, really good for learning the game. If you're considering trying this game, I think just going through the career mode scenarios has really helped me to understand how the game works and how things like hotels and restaurants and all that works a little bit better, because they can be a little bit confusing to figure out. All right, so that's taken care of. Now we can get this hotel going. I have no idea like what the good prices are for the standard and the luxury rooms. For now, I think we'll just increase them each by $1 and see how that goes. There is like a lot of these different settings on the hotels. But we'll just leave the default settings for now. It looks like you can make it bigger if you want to by adding rooms. You can add perks just like we can on our restaurants and our staff buildings as well. Yeah, looks like guests are pretty happy with it right now, so that should be okay. We've got only 2 out of our standard rooms going. People are going into it, so we'll just leave that alone for the time being. Just watching the profit right now. Seeing exactly what our profits are going to be looking like this current month. It probably won't reach our 3-star goal right now because we just built that hotel, and that's going to cost us some of our profit. So we might not even reach that $4,000 mark. You can see we're halfway through October right now, and we haven't reached $2,000 yet. So we might be making less than we made in the previous month. And that's just part of the ebb and flow, but we'll get it worked out. You can see our previous month, our shop sales were at over $7,000. These shop sales this month. Looks like we're about to pass 5,000, and it's October 24th. So by the end, it'll probably be pretty similar. The profit from the hotel rooms, we're losing money on that right now. But again, we'll just leave it alone, see what happens. Let's take a look at our restaurant, see what's going on here. Seems like guests are pretty happy with it as far as the thoughts go. Our profit, we're making profit on it, but it's not like substantial. It's not as substantial as you would want it to be. So I'm going to increase prices here just by 50 cents each. I think I already did that when I first built it, and see if that helps at all. Let's take a look at our ATM. It's making a little bit of profit, not too much, but again, the ATM is more about just retaining guests. Looking at Just a Momento, there's no vendor in there. So this is something that can cost you a lot of money, so you want to make sure that you've got plenty of vendors, although I hire this one and she just takes off. Hopefully that means that there's another vendor heading back to Just a Momento. But another thing that you can see is all these guests are kind of clogging up the pathway here. I'm starting to learn that the thinner pathways are not necessarily the best. So I gotta learn a little bit better how to control the traffic of the guests. Yeah, this is just sitting empty here. That's a problem. Let's hire another one. Again, they're just walking away. So it's hard to say what the problem is. The workload is medium. And so let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at our staff and see what's going on here. We've only got one vendor with a high workload, as far as I can tell. Everyone else is medium. I think that's good. And most of them are happy. So maybe we just gotta let some time pass, but that's a problem, because that's a high traffic area. I'm wondering if there's a problem with the staff building. It's hard to say. If you guys have any ideas about like what the problem is here, and you can help out people in the comments, please go ahead and do that. So yeah, it looks like we've finally got a vendor in there now. Again, I honestly can't say why that took so long to fill that up. But that's a big money-making building right there, so we want to make sure that there's somebody there as much as possible. You can see our profit for this month is really not very good. So it's just hard to juggle. It really is pretty difficult. Now looking at our hotel room sales, you can see it's been at $0 the last couple of months. Obviously that's a huge issue when the hotel is so costly. The restaurant also seems to be struggling just a little bit. Looking at the thoughts of the restaurant, guests don't seem to have any problems. And the profit has gone up a little. It would be nice to bring it up a little bit more, but we'll leave it alone for now. ATM's making profit. I think that's a win. And Just a Momento does finally have some guests showing up. And I think this Just a Memento was a big part of why we're not making enough profit, but also the hotel. We'll take a look at the hotel in a moment. I think we want to get another ad campaign going. It's a little bit expensive, but you know, I don't think that's going to cut into our profits too much, at least not in a super impactful way. And we've got plenty of money right now coming into the park, so I just want to get as many guests into the park as possible so that they can start buying our stuff. We'll just continue to adjust prices as well. You know, normally I really wouldn't be too concerned about it, but this is what the scenario wants. So I want to keep an eye on everything and adjust prices as we go, especially at places that are more popular. And you can see at the crane machine, I just decreased the chance of people winning. Hopefully that doesn't deter people too much, but I think that will help profits at a claw machine a little bit more, so they're not winning as much, so you're not having to restock it as much. All right, so now let's take a look at that hotel. We can see there's no guests in it, and that we're losing a ton of money on it. Also, the cleanliness is just at 0. So no one's coming in to clean it. We need to figure out the problem with that. And I think it's a similar issue to what we had with Just a Memento. A couple of things to look at here. We can assign work rosters. So that might be a good way to fix this. I'm not exactly sure. So that's part of juggling the game and figuring out how things work. Another thing is we got to figure out, you know, who would clean the hotel. Do we need a vendor to clean the hotel? Or do we need a janitor? Probably a janitor makes sense, right? Because they clean up the park. But to be honest, I haven't seen any employees go in or out of the hotel. So we got to figure out exactly what the issue is. So I created that work roster, but I don't even know who to assign to the work roster. But we'll try putting this guy on it. They don't seem interested. So we'll unassign that. Let's try just throwing a janitor in front. See what happens. Now, there's also a lot of trash over in this area, so what that's telling me is that there's just not enough janitors coming over here anyways. As we see the janitor actually walk into the hotel. So now we know, okay, janitors will stop by and clean the hotel. And there's just tons of trash over here, so we need to hire some more janitors. But that's another problem is, for some reason, the janitors just aren't coming over to this area at all. Guests are starting to enter it. The cleanliness hasn't gone up, but guests are starting to enter, so I'm hoping that means that the janitor is cleaning it. It's a little confusing. But the hotel's almost full of guests now. Maybe we gotta wait for... Okay, there it goes. So we just had to wait for the janitor to come out, and then the hotel was clean. But it seems like while he's in there cleaning, guests will still enter the hotel. All right. So hopefully now the hotel will start making us some profit. We're losing money now. But again, we've got over $53,000. So I'm not too concerned about only losing $1,000 a month. That still keeps us okay for a long time. And you can see that the hotel rooms are going up quite nicely already. Restaurant sales, we are losing profit on our restaurant now. So we can take a look at what's going there. Seems like the guests are happy with it. You got free condiments as our perk. I'm not sure, just looking at the other perks, I'm not sure if any of the other ones are any better. Maybe that's something we should research and try to implement in the future. It seems like guests are going in and out. Yeah, I don't know why we lost so much profit last month. And that's something that I wish the game, would tell you a little bit better, is like, why are we losing profit in our restaurant? Even when all the guests' thoughts are very happy about it and we've increased the price and they don't seem upset. I'm really not sure why we're losing money on that restaurant. It's really hard to say. Our shop sales this month are down. But we do have a lot more guests in the park. I'm going to try lowering the prices again on here. See if that helps. Maybe that will attract more guests in. It's hard to say because I'm not sure what the problem was. There's still not a lot of guests in there. It just said there was only 3, but I see guests walking in. Let's just take a look at our hotel. We did finally make some profit. But it's hard to say at this point that the profit is justifiable for how expensive the hotel is. If it's only going to make $90, you know. The guests seem to be happy with the prices, so let's increase the price and see if that helps. This is just a big juggling act. If what you're focusing on is obviously shops and stalls. Which, if I'm honest, to me is not the most exciting part of the game. But that's why I said, like, career mode, it is good that it's teaching you how this stuff functions. All right, another thing I do want to do here is try and work on our staff a little bit. So what I want to do is go through these staff members and train the ones that have a high workload and give them raises so that hopefully their high workload will come down to a medium workload. And then as well, if there's a couple people with low workloads, I don't really want them walking around doing nothing. I'm going to fire them. Again, I do not know if this is the best move or not, but that's what we're going to do. Try and balance out workloads here. I do know that training the staff can help with their workload a lot. And you do want to give them raises and to try and keep them happy. Just keep an eye on their thoughts. But I just think I have too many vendors right now. There's our cleanliness going down again, and guests are starting to leave and not fill up. So we need to somehow get our janitors to stay over in that area so that they'll walk into the hotel and clean it occasionally. So what I think I need to do is build another staff building. I've been hesitant to do this because the staff buildings do not bring in money. But I want staff to be over in this area of the park. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the capacity of this staff building 5. The other one is currently at 10. I'm going to lower that one to 5 as well, and split where the staff are taking their breaks so that hopefully staff members will come over to that part of the park for their breaks, and then when they leave, then they'll be more encouraged to stay over in that area, and that will kind of split where the staff members are going so that hopefully more janitors will stay over in that area of the park so that they can walk in and clean the hotel. We do have some area over here that we could build another ride. And kind of over in this back area, a little bit of space, but not really. Now, taking a look at our monthly profit, it is going up again. So we are over 4,000 in profit now. And it's going up. It's gonna be, looks like it's gonna, it did cross the 5,000 mark, 5,100 about. So that's good. We are a lot closer. We're very close to completing this goal. I think we've just got a little bit more work to do. You can see I keep coming back to the hotel. And that's because, I want to make sure that this is going okay. The guests are thinking that it's cheap. The biggest problem with the hotel is the cleanliness. So as long as we can keep it clean, I think it'll be okay. This balloon stall is one of our biggest money makers. Tons of people still come into it. Another thing that I'm thinking that I would like to do is add some prestige to the park. It's not a decorated park at all. So I'm going to throw in some decoration, and I'm thinking that hopefully that will maybe improve either guest happiness or maybe the prestige of some of the restaurants so that guests will spend more money there. So I'm just going to throw in a bunch of trees, try and get some foliage to make the park a little bit prettier. Okay, so we'll increase our prices of our rooms again. I'm not sure if that decoration helps, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. And last month's profit on this was minus $500 almost. But that was the month where it was not clean for the whole, for most of the month or whatever. So on a month where it's actually staying clean and the rooms are staying full, I'm sure it will be better. And I just want to see the activity, make sure there's the cleanliness going up again. So as long as the cleanliness is going up, guests will continue to come in. It seems like the standard room usage is a little bit low, but the luxury rooms are always full. But as far as looking at the thoughts of the guests, it doesn't seem like they're too upset about the prices, So I think we can keep it where it's at. Let's raise the price of toilet block 2, another 10 cents. We'll keep watching this profit, see what's happening. We're going to be close this month. People are still using the ATM, so we're good there. Just keep an eye on that profit. Okay, we were around 53 and a half. So we are very, very close here. Very close. Our hotel made a little bit of profit, and I think we just need... I'm going to throw in another ride. Hopefully attract even more guests to the park. You can see our guest count is around 2,100. I think at the start of the episode we were around 1,600. So our ad campaigns are working. I'm going to throw in this hammer swing. See if there's somewhere we can put it. Probably just way over in the corner of the park here. This is just to get more guests in the park. Okay, so that's opened up. Another thing that I want to do is, we'll throw in some tree deck decor here. I also want to... We'll try throwing in another shop over in this area. Not sure if that's a great idea or not. Could just be a money pit. If it is, we'll just delete that shop. I want to add this pathway from the entrance of the park to allow guests another way to get over here. And then I want to put some more claw machines in. The nice thing about claw machines is that, I'm going to fix up some of the pathways. The claw machines, you don't have to spend money on, or you don't have to worry about a vendor, like, taking care of it. Obviously, this coffee shop doesn't seem to be attracting any guests at the moment. We'll leave it alone for a minute. Guest count is up to 2,300. Over here we see more guests getting stuck. So if guests are getting stuck, then they don't have a chance to like get anywhere, and it's keeping people from moving. So I'm just trying to fix some of these pathways, or at least widen some of them up. You know, not the prettiest. If I was really trying to make this park look good, obviously I would fix this up in a better way. That is not what this scenario is going to be about. Last thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to throw in another ATM over on this area of the park. This is a high traffic area as well. I want to see if people will start using this ATM over here. Again, just another small amount of profit where you don't need a vendor to sit there and take care of it. All right, so let's keep an eye on our profits. Now we can see we've made over 2,800. We're at the halfway point of May. I think we've got this here finally.
I'm very impressed. And I hope this park has impressed upon you the importance of getting your retail business right.
I know that I've certainly learned a lot here today.
Oh? What's that?
That month-old lunches and theme park rides do not mix. Ugh.
All right, we did it. So, lessons learned in this. I think probably the most important thing is the guest count. You know, getting a lot of guests in the park. Making sure that staff is available to clean up restaurants and hotels. I do want to check on our hotel and see what kind of profits that it made for us before we wrap this up. But yeah, we did it. We finally got that hard achievement done. So we can wrap up this series and get on to the next one. See what's in store for us moving forward. Let's check out our stats on the restaurant. See, you can see last month's profit on that, $1,200. So that was huge. I think the restaurant, obviously that was over a sixth of our profit for the entire month came from that restaurant. Looking at the hotel, a little over 600, so not great, but like I'm not overly impressed with that. But that's still pretty high now. So just keeping the restaurant and the hotel clean, I think is vital, obviously, or else you're just losing money. But all right, guys, this is the end of the series. If you liked it, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And we will continue our career modes in the next one.